this one. I will have this one because I like this one all the time.
Hey everyone, it's Maria. Welcome back to my Earth Friendly Kitchen. But we're not in my kitchen today. We're in the garden. So we're here with Amelia, and we are going to be say hi, wave. We're going to be planting in the ground today our seeds that we planted a few weeks ago because they've grown a little bit. The weather is nicer. I don't know if you remember, I'm in zone 7A, I believe, or zone 7A or B. I believe it's A. I know I mentioned it in the first video. But it's, we're getting it to be into the spring now, and we're getting our last frost in the next week or two. But I'm going to be planting some kind of frost tolerant plants that, like, if it goes to 30 or 31, it's not such a big deal, with that. And that's kind of where we are in our season right now. So we're just going to get started and start planting some things. A couple days ago, I went ahead and set up this this grid here. I just did it on my own. You could get, you can make a runner kind of however you want. They really just help your plants grow straight, or you kind of guide them along the way as they grow, and this keeps it so it's kind of nice and along the line. So I'm going to throw some runners on these strings this year, which would be like my snap peas, cucumbers, peppers, and green beans. So that's where we're going to plant along this row, and then we'll fill in the rest with everything else. What?
Dig it up.
Yep, we're going to dig it up. So let's go. So I actually think about this now that I put these in before I planted my seeds. So I'm going to have to dig through the grid. So let's do that. So this is like a knee pad thing that I've got. It's nice because it keeps you from getting a little muddy in the dirt. But we're going to just kind of create along this back row here. Here, come over here and just run your spade this way like that. And we're just going to create a nice long back row. On this side, okay. See, she's small enough. She doesn't need to get on her knees. Okay, good. Just make a nice hole because we're going to put our plants inside here. Okay, you ready? Let's pop this guy out. So if you remember, I have these kind of reusable planters, which are great. And they just pop, whoop, right out the bottom. And these are our snap peas. So you want to make sure that you get your roots in there. And then you see how it just folds right up on top there. And then you want to make sure your root just gets nice and covered so it has a nice base. So it's okay if it kind of crumbles a little bit like mine just did. Yeah, here, watch this. We're going to plant it, whoop, next to each other here. And the soil will just kind of take over. And they're nice and wet because I've been keeping them moist on the inside of my house. I don't have a greenhouse yet, as I've been saying. Oop. We'll help that guy guide a little bit. And then, okay, great. Thank you for putting that dirt in there. But I've been keeping them moist from the bottom up this year, which is better for mold growth, or to prevent mold growth on your plants when you're growing your seeds out. And they're a little bit flimsy because let me tell you something. I learned this year that if you don't have a greenhouse, or if you do have a greenhouse actually even, one of the better things you can buy to keep your plants from kind of becoming long and thin is a fan to help create kind of thick, hardier, stocky ones. I learned that actually from my cousin, Stephanie Denman, who on the Denman homestead this year mentioned that in her greenhouse. And I thought, well, shoot, I already planted my seeds. They're already growing long and thin. I guess I'll have to do that next year when I do have my greenhouse to start everything up. So that's why mine are a little bit long. But I'm hoping that once they're in the ground and they get exposed to the elements, all right, that's good for now. That's good. That's good. That's good. Oh, thank you for that. That, they'll get a little bit. What? That's okay. We'll wash it. Don't worry. We're outside in the garden. We're going to get dirty. I would have loved to have known that tip beforehand, but I was like a week later after I planted. No, maybe like 2 weeks. No, no, no. Don't. You're going to hurt our plant. Be careful. Over here. Okay. All right, so now we're going to use, wait for mommy's instructions. Okay. We're going to put in our green beans. So these guys actually are looking really good. Oh, we got to create a little bit more. Here, come over here. Dig this out. A little bit of a trench here. Okay. Here, this one. Okay, can you hold it? Wait, don't step on these guys. Let's do this. Okay, come over here. Hold it with 2 hands. 2 hands. Okay, put it right in there. Perfect. Okay, good job.
Let's do another one.
Yeah, okay, let's do this one. Okay, see these are growing nice and tall and thin. But they would be a little bit sturdier, a little bit thicker probably stalk-wise. Whoop, careful, don't fall down. But you see how they like to bend, which is why this wire is going to be very helpful. Or string, really, it's not a wire. But you just want to pack your dirt kind of around it. And then we'll do one more. Nope, over here. Oh, goodness. Okay. Leave that alone for now. This one.
I'm going to do another one.
Yeah, this one. Okay, hold on to the dirt. Okay. There you go, just like that, okay? Good job. All right. Perfect.
I'm going to do another one.
This one. We got quite a bit of green beans this year, which we like. Whoop! That's okay. Here. Hold on. Over here on this side. Okay, stand them up. Okay, all right, that's enough. You want to try to make it as flat as you can, guys. All right. And then we have one more in here.
I have one more in here too.
Yep, I'm going to put this one in. He's a little guy. All right. So by putting them along the line here, they can grow up and they can vine up. And we'll just train them to go around the poles and along the strings, and they'll grow up really nice and sturdy. Yeah, this one we're going to put in a different place though. Okay? And we're going to do the peppers on this row over here. Now obviously when I'm done, I'll be marking everything so that I can remember, because Lord knows I won't otherwise remember where I put everything. All right, got your spade? It's okay. You're going to get dirty. You're going to make the hole. Here. You want to do it with your hands dirty? Mommy will do it then.
No.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay. You don't have to whine. All right. All right. Dig in there. There you go. Okay. Now we're going to do our peppers. Okay. All right. Be gentle. Put it in there. You don't have to worry about covering them up. Just put them down. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That's enough. That's enough. You don't want to push them over. We want them to sit nice and sturdy. Okay. Put this one right in here. There you go. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Oh, this one's falling apart. There's actually two in here. Okay. Get some, tried to clear out a lot of this fall debris before the other day to get the garden ready, but you know, leaves keep falling. Even though winter's over, all the extra dead stuff is still coming. Okay. Put this guy right in here. Okay, very good. And
What about
then,
this guy?
alright, hold on, let me make space. Okay. Oh, thanks for that, all over my face. Right in there. Okay, good job. Let's put him a little bit deeper. Oh. Okay. Alright. Now we have to understand that not all of our seedlings are going to thrive when they get replanted. But, you know, that's why we seed about 4 to 6 plants for each kind. Because for one, I know, we're dirty, we're in the mud. For 4 to 6 plants per seed, because first of all, not all your seeds are going to sprout. And for two, not all your seedlings, when you transplant them, are going to thrive. So to get a nice harvest, you kind of have to prepare for that, you know, intention. Do you want to wash your hands now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to wash our hands?
We're going to wash our hands when we're done. Yep.
Okay.
Well, we're going to pretty much get going for, you know, the rest of our garden here. We're going to put some zucchini in that box over there. We got our blueberry plants and our blackberry plants already in. We actually bought these. Okay. We bought these kind of grown little plants, little plantlings, because they're very hard to start from seed. And she really wanted some blueberries this year, and I was hoping that maybe if we started with a plant that was kind of already almost like a, you know, when they trim it and then they transplant from another plant, that would make it easier and faster for us to get blueberries this year. So we'll see. But yeah, so otherwise I'm just going to be planting in the garden, guys, and we'll show you when it's all finished. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I've planted all of my bigger plants today. I didn't plant a lot of the herbs and stuff because honestly, they're not thriving. They're not doing well. I'm going to have to reseed them. I think that the inside, not with the natural greenhouse, even with the grow light, the moisture content was just too high. So I'm going to redo some, which is a little sad to me because they're not ready yet. But I do have lots already planted across the board, so be keeping an eye on these guys out here. I also decided to direct sow some of the seeds as well, just to kind of get like a second harvest, if you will. Like if you sow seeds while you already have seedlings in, it'll help the next seedlings come through a little bit easier, and it kind of like prolongs your harvest a little bit. So anyways, I did do that as well with some of my seeds. So I hope you guys come along with me and help watch them grow, and we'll be coming out here to get some of our veggies this summer for some of our meals we'll be making together. So hope you join me on the next one. If you like the video or any of my recipes, like and subscribe to my channel. See you later. Bye.